Hello, future founder friends. My name is Claire Coder, and I'm the founder and CEO of AuntFlow. And today I'm going to be talking to all of you about how to get free press. Now, what is so awesome is AuntFlow has never paid a dime for marketing. We've just relied on earned media. So think about being featured in Forbes, think about being featured in Teen Vogue, or whatever industry you're in. Be in those top magazines. And I'm going to teach you how we did it so that you can replicate it. Now, just to give you an idea of what I mean by saying you can do this too and you can make $25,000, $100,000 from earned media. First of all, it takes a hell of a lot of time. So you have to either find an intern or find somebody that can help you out with this, or if you just want to get down and dirty and do it yourself, that's awesome. But everything has a downfall, and this is that it takes a lot of time, but it is totally worth it. So today I'm going to talk you through how to get PR. Now, before we go any further, I want to kind of debunk some myths with PR. So first of all, just because you're featured in Forbes doesn't mean you're going to get a lot of sales. This was actually super apparent when we were featured in Forbes. We literally got zero sales, zero. But when we were featured in Hello Giggles and Zooey Deschanel shared our product, we literally had hundreds of sales, and it was awesome. That being said, you have to understand one of two different reasons for PR. The first one is vanity metrics, stuff that you can put on your website, like featured in Wall Street Journal or Time or Inc. or insert big brand name here, but it might not be relevant to your industry. So for example, all of my customers for AuntFlow are ages 18 to 35, typically female. Think of a sorority girl, probably is not reading Wall Street Journal or Forbes, but they are following Zooey Deschanel and Hello Giggles. So you have to understand where your customers are and why you're getting PR. Now, don't get me wrong, vanity metrics are great to put on your website and to be able to say, yes, featured in Forbes, but that doesn't mean that it will convert to sales. So understand where you want to be featured for vanity, and then also where your target customers are. So let's take, what future founder should I pick on today? Let's say Shannon. So I'm Shannon, founder of ZikSticks, and I decide that I want free media. Now, ZikSticks hasn't been featured in Forbes yet, so she knows that her vanity metric, she wants her vanity metrics to be Forbes, featured in Wall Street Journal, all of that. I'll teach you how to get in Forbes. But Shannon also understands that her target customers are probably people that are reading National Geographics, because she's been selling to a lot of museums recently. So she knows that for sales, she wants to be in National Geographics. And then for vanity, she wants to be in Forbes. You can get in both of them. Just understand there are two very different reasons to be in them. So, but regardless of why you're going to be in them, the way to get into both of those is the same. And I'm going to teach you how to do that right now. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. I tried this out, but let's see how it works. All right, share screen. All right, so now you can see what my screen is. There's a tampon. All right, so the first thing when thinking about PR is you first need to figure out your story. Here's the little checklist right here that I'm going to walk you through, but figure out your story. What is your headline? For AuntFlow, our headline was 19-year-old drops out of college to talk about menstruation for a living. That is so clickbait. Think about what people will click on. So for Shannon, something like, man, I should have prepared for this a little bit more, but thinking, the Lincoln Logs that really changed the world, or I should have thought about this more. Young entrepreneur, young female engineer decides she wants to change the way women look at building, or something that's super headline worthy, super clickbait. Think about it. If you have ideas, feel free to run them by me. But always make sure that it's not just super ambiguous, like 19-year-old drops out of college to start a business. Okay, cool, but that has nothing to do with my actual company. The menstruation part, 19-year-old drops out of college to talk about menstruation, that makes it relevant to the company. So think about that. The second, okay, so that's done. Figure out your story. Check. The second one is create a list of where you want to be featured, vanity metrics versus where you're going to get sales. Check. All right, now we're to the stock system, and that's why I started sharing my screen. So this is how it works. This is how you're going to get featured in Forbes, Shannon, and anybody else that's listening. So Shannon's like, I want to be featured in Forbes. And what we're going to do is look for something that might be relevant to what you're talking about. So for Shannon, it might be young business owner. Maybe it's engineer, maybe it's female engineer, who knows? But we'll go with young business owner. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at all of the young business owners. Ooh, how an accidental entrepreneur created a 30 million online business. Gnarly. What you're looking at here is finding writers that write about the topic that you want to share. And it looks like this Candace Health and Rogers is all about it. So we click on Candace, and what do we have here? What is that? Oh man, you have to log in. Okay, but maybe you can get, okay, it doesn't look like you can get her email address right there. But you can I kid you not, this is where it takes time. I'm doing this real time because I don't know how to cut videos. But now that we have her name, we're going to copy it. And these are just all of the random different things that you can do to find out about a person. So Candace, we know that she writes for Forbes. Looks like she also writes at the Story Exchange. There it is. There is her email. Perfect. So now that you have her email, you are going to be able to email her and pitch her. And you might be thinking, oh my God, I need to write a press release or something that takes way too much time. I have never written a press release, and I've always written my own story. So one thing that you will learn is that a lot of these bloggers like Candace might actually get paid to write a story. And so if you write the story for them and then they just put their byline on it, you get the story, they get the money. It's a win-win all around. So if you write the story, not only can you control your story, but you can also get it out there. So email Candace, say, hey, Candace, insert subject line like, I don't know, the clickable one is like quick question, but you can also say like your clickbait headline. So maybe it's something like, Candace, loved your recent article about 5 crowdfunders to watch Wearable Good. This was a recent story that she published. This was on a news media site, and that was one of her most recent stories. So make it connected to Candace. Make it connected to your writer. And then, of course, you will, so see, these are the 5 crowdfunders to watch. Make it connected to that one. So then in the email, the first paragraph, you're going to say, Candace, I love your writing style. I also went to Rutgers University and graduated in 2005. Maybe you didn't, maybe you did. Figure out how you're relatable to Candace. And then you go into your pitch. Candace, thank you so much for sharing about women in the workplace, all of these medical women. As a young female that's also in a very male-dominated industry like engineering, I feel the same struggles that Sophia Yen felt when she was bringing birth control to the masses. I'm also bringing a product to the masses. I'm bringing Zic Sticks. Zic Sticks is this super cool blah, 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 blah. Continue to talk about it. Can I send you a free sample? Send her a free sample. Ask her to write a review. Before you know it, you'll be featured on Forbes. Now, that sounds like super, super easy. And it is pretty easy. The hard part is making sure that you follow up. And just like sales, it takes 6 hits or 6 points of contact to make somebody write about you. So maybe the first one is emailing them. The second one is finding Candace on Twitter and tweeting at her. The third one is sending her a sample product. The fourth one is stalking her on Instagram and sending her a DM. The fifth one is sending Candace another email. And then the sixth one is sending her the story, and then she will publish it. What I use is Boomerang for Gmail. Boomerang helps you resend emails and puts it back at the top of your email inbox to make sure that you don't forget about the email. Now let's look at our checklist. Okay, so we talked about the stock system. We talked about the hit them 6 times. We talked about understanding your story, understanding where you want to get published, and then of course, how you get published. Wow, and we did all that in like less than 6 minutes. Now you can run wild, get all of the PR. If you have any questions, of course, you know where to find me. I also do these classes across the country. That's how I afford my startup and my lifestyle. So feel free to reach out and I can show you some great cases and case studies that we've done on this as well. So I'll talk with you soon. Bye.